Okay, hello, התבוננות, Jewish psychology. Let's talk today about situations when I feel that something is catching my soul. It's like some kind of obsession. I feel that I'm all caught up. It's like I'm thinking about something and I do not let it go. And I continue to think about it. And I'm trying to speak about this thing that catch me with my spouse, with my friends, and they say, enough, we cannot hear you anymore. You're repeating again and again about this thing, and it's like, we cannot handle it. There is nothing to do anymore. What could it be? It could be something like I'm thinking about the car that I should have sold back then before the prices went down and I lost about $20,000 or something like that. And I'm thinking about, in Israel, it could be $20,000. I don't know if in the United States. And I'm thinking about that I should have bought the house in the right time, and now it's more expensive. And I'm thinking about what my friend's parents didn't give us when we were young or whatever, when we just got married, and all kinds of thoughts are controlling me. Sometimes there is not even a logical, it's not logic. It's not only not logic, it's like there is no way to handle that. You cannot go backward and change your decision. And it's like, and you are full with, I'm not good, I didn't do things in the right way. It's like you blame yourself and starting to get you, and it does not let you go. You are continuing to thinking about this thing. What can I do? Remembering, when I remember something, that means that I'm attached to it. Forgetting, that means that I'm not attached to it. Why? When we need a remembrance day, we have a remembrance day to the Holocaust. What does it mean? It means that you can forget the Holocaust. You can forget the Independent Day. I'm not comparing, but why do we need a special day to remember something? Because you can forget it. Why? But there are those things, small things, that are not so important in your life that you cannot forget. Not only you cannot forget, you won't let anyone near you to forget. And you are going around and around and getting back to this thing, and it's everyone around you tells you, it's like an indicator that you are not in the right place. They say to you, we cannot speak with you anymore, because all you care about is this thing. Why does it happen? Why do I have those times that my soul is being all caught up? It's like arrested. My soul is my mind is arrested in this specific thing. Somebody fooled me. I lost money. Why does it happen to me? Why I cannot let it go and continue? In order to answer these questions, we have to understand why there are things that we forget and there are things that we remember. There are two kinds of memory in us. There is external memory, like in the computer, and there is internal memory. What is internal memory? Internal memory is that I remember things that are so connected to my inner soul, to my essence. They are connected to me. They are connected to what I am, so I cannot forget them. And they are like a part of me. The result is that those things that I remember brings into my life light, like that means remembrance, that means liveliness, in such a strong illumination. It's so powerful that it does not let me live in my way anymore. It's like I feel that I have to do only that, to talk only about that, and to handle that, even though it's all things that I remember, things that happened in the past, that now I have nothing to do with that. It's not like I'm sitting and trying to understand how would I react when this thing will happen again. It's not like I'm looking backward in order to understand the future or to improve myself or to contemplate what should I understand from the situation. No, there is no even logic in this capture of the soul, in this things that I'm getting back to every time again. It's like some kind of addiction, but I'm not addicted. In addiction, you have the illumination of pleasure. in what you are eating, want to see what you are smoking, what you are doing. There is some kind of pleasure. Without pleasure, you won't be addicted. You don't want to hurt yourself without a reason. You are hurting yourself because I find it a bit of pleasure. And pleasure is the power of life. And each one of us wants some pleasure. All our inner powers wants, all our attributes wants to find pleasure. And if I do not find pleasure in life itself, I'm looking for pleasure in external things. But this thing that we are talking about, there is not even a pleasure in it. It's like I just want to be attached to it. Why? So we said there is the internal memory. Internal memory, that means that you are connected something with its root, with its essence. That's why it hurts you so much. And it is connected to your unique personality and unique emotions that builds your personality. And there is an external memory. What is the external memory? External memory is that I remember things, I remember things without a reason. Why do you remember it? Because I need it for something. There is a reason, but it's not like it's so close to me. It's not that this thing is attached to my life. It's attached to my personality. It's like I worked with politicians a few years, and I was the chief of staff of the deputy minister of trade and industry and housing and constructing. And I remember one of the politicians that I worked with, he wrote to himself all the birthday of all the activists, political activists that he worked with, in order that he will be able to call them in the day of their birthday and greet them and tell them happy birthday. But he wasn't connected with his inner soul. It wasn't an inner connection. It wasn't a memory, the inner memory. It was external memory. I want to tell you happy birthday because I have some kind of benefit out of it. So sometimes we remember things. You remember the prices in whatever you buy in the grocery. It's not like it's really connected to you. It's not like it hurts you, but you remember it. Why? Because it's like it makes it easier to you to compare between the prices. It's like the memory of the computer in a way. So we have external memory and internal memory. What's the problem? The problem is that sometimes the internal memory is so strong. It illuminates in our life in such a powerful place that we need to it hurts us, and we need to decrease the power of this illumination. That's why we need forgetness. What is forgetness? Why do we need to forget? Forgetting things helps us to live our life. When I forget, it's like I put a border, a limitation to what illuminates in me in such a hard way. It's like without forgetting, I cannot continue forward. Sometimes in marriage, in relationship, if you won't forget things, she told me back then, 5 years ago, if you will remember everything that your spouse told you or your friend told you, you won't be able to overcome obstacles to continue forward. Okay, she told you. Okay, we forgot about it. Enough. It was before. Now we should forget about what happened. So forgetfulness, it's our tool to continue forward, to live our life. It's a tool to do limitation, to put limits to whatever we remember. For remembering, it's like it's infinite. It's like connecting yourself with something in an infinite way. Think about, I mentioned the Holocaust. Think about the Holocaust. 6 million Jews were murdered in 6 years, less than 6 years, even 5, less than even 5. But without us Jews being able after the Holocaust to forget the Holocaust in a way, not to make it, forget it from the everyday life. If you were every day connected, obsessed with this thing, it will not let you go and continue forward and to do and to build a country. And without forgetting, Judaism wouldn't be reviving again and building itself from the beginning, and we wouldn't have this the state of Israel. The only way to succeed in building something new is to forget, but not absolute forget. To forget it most of the day and to have a remembrance day. So what we need to do, we understand that when something I am obsessed on it and I cannot let it go and I kill everyone, really, literally everyone around me. They don't want to be. I kill our relationship because all I talk about is this specific thing that bothers me so much. And whenever I'm enjoying, then I have a bit of, I'm relaxation. I take a bit of a step backward from this thing, then I get back to it. And everyone tells me, come on, Yehiel, stop. You make us miserable. We cannot handle it anymore. Stop talking about this thing. So what can we do? So we understand it's from the internal memory that connects you really to the thing. And it connects really to your personality because each one of us has a different inner memory. Each one of us remember different things that connected to our inner personality, inner soul, the way we manifest our emotions. So there are things that I will not remember as such as important and unique things. And there are those things that my brother will remember because it is more connected to his soul. So like someone that is really having problem in losing money, will remember more things that connected to money. But another person, that money is not so attached to losing, earning, making money. It's not so important to him. It will be easier for him to forget this thing. So let's get to the point. The point that we want to get it. How? This is the most important question. How can I disconnect myself from this thing that I'm obsessed on, that the thing that captures me and does not let me go, and I'm continue to think about it in every moment that something reminds me this thing. So let's see a few advices. The first advice is to move, to take the thing that I'm connected and to transform it from the internal memory to the external memory. That means I should ask myself, is this thing that I'm obsessed for, that I'm thinking about without stopping, is this thing is really important to me? Is this thing is really, it helps me to continue and to thrive and to succeed, or it stops me, or it blocks me, or it disconnect or hurt my relationship with whoever is around me, my spouse, my children, what doesn't matter. This is the first question. And if this internal memory does not help me, so I should move it, transform it to the external memory. How? Not paying to it so much attention. The most important thing, let's get to the second advice, is to have clarity. Clarity, that means that I take on myself, I strive towards decisive decision, that I am not dealing with this thing anymore. Like, I understand the damage that those thoughts does to me, and I decide not to let them damage me anymore. How? The decisive decision, it's like stop, you don't get into me. And I won't get this decision because I want to deal with this thing that my whole soul is bothered and I'm captured with. But with this decision, and a clear decision, I can tell you from my experience that 90% of the work, of the mental work, of strengthening your mentality, is to have clarity in what is right and what is wrong. And when you know what is right, you just stick to it. And it's more than the tools, because you know what is right, which way you should choose. And if you do not agree that it's right not to deal with those things that bothers you so much, and if you do not agree and you still, okay, but I wanted to speak about, it won't help. It won't help, because you'll get back to those things that capture you, that does not let you go. Another advice, another thing, contemplation, is to remember that this is one of the most important tests that we have in our lives, challenges. It's a challenge that we should overcome. Are you so connected to things that hurt you, or can you overcome them and discover connections to something that is higher than you, not something that is lower than you? Another advice is not to share. We really want to share because we want to manifest those emotions that control me, and they are like being, and they make the whole obsession. So if I won't share it, and if I will speak less about it, it will disappear. At the beginning, it will be, the Lubavitcher Rebbe is saying, it's like a wave, a huge wave, and then it's a smaller wave, and then you won't feel that there is even waves here. Why? Because if you do not handle it, if you do not fight back, if you do not listen to those thoughts, they will see that there is no one to take with them, so they will stop. So don't share, not with yourself and not with others. And if sometimes the picture, the faces of our close friends can tell us a lot about ourselves. They can tell us if we are in the right place or if we are not. And it's very important to listen to our connections. It's all about, in this reality, about relationship. And if your relationship, and people tell you, this relationship that does not let me grow anymore. Why? Because you're always getting back to a place that closes you to a place in the past. You are not ready to go forward. And a businessman will never ask himself why things happens. He will ask, what can I do from now on? What should I do from now on? He can ask why thing happens in order to have a conclusion that he would be able to implement in the future. But this is not the important point. The important point is what we are doing from now on. This is usually, people does not ask why it happened in order to change and to rectify things, but they ask it because in order to blame themselves again and again. So not sharing. And then the last advice that we can give for now, it's put it in proportion. Without proportion, without learning. What does it mean forgetting? In order to forget, you have to find something else that is more important, that has more that will implement your life, that will be more important to your life than the thing that you need to forget. So you need to say to yourself, it's not important to me. And there are so many other things that are important. And I should disconnect myself from this thing to another thing. So when you have this clear decision, decisive decision, it will help you to disconnect yourself from this thing that you're obsessed with. Okay, Jewish psychology, you are more than welcome to join our channel. See you in the next Itbonenut, next contemplation, Jewish contemplation. All the best.